Big Convos. You got your host today, Kamalo. Also, Manny.
Wow.
Today's topic is, what does putting yourself first actually mean to you? What does it mean to you, bro?
Okay, so putting yourself first for me, it's a new thing in it. Like, as somebody that generally in my life in the past has tended to try to put other people first, it's like having a relationship with, like meeting a new girl, yeah? And you start to understand what they do like, what they don't like. So putting myself first probably meant that I didn't used to care about what it is that bothered me, things that bothered me, got on my nerves. I was just trying to, almost like a people pleaser. So now, it's like, okay, we've done the people pleasing thing, innit? So in order for me to get where I need to get to, I need to forget about pleasing people, and if something don't sit well with me, then we put it to the side. So it's a multi-layered thing, putting yourself first, spiritual, physical, and simple things like having the right people around you, that, you know, people that drain you as well, because you get people that drain you in it. I don't want no draining. So if,
alright, because you said a lot of things, I'm not trying to cut you sorry.
No, go through.
Let's go back a little bit to what you just said,
Go through,
because I like what you said about the woman thing. Because I think a lot of us do that.
Yeah.
Because you know what I believe, it starts off that way. You start off to get her in the beginning.
Okay.
You're doing everything right. Not saying you change as it moves on, but it becomes a lifestyle, and you become like a pleaser, like you said. But when it's not reciprocated and your needs are not getting pleased as much, it becomes draining.
It does.
So, and then it can become a lifestyle that you spread to everybody. And now you put your way down the line.
Let me tell you something on that as well. I had an experience with that. So I had a friend in it. Still got a friend actually, a girl. And I remember she must have called me one time out of the blue in it, and she's like, she was upset. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, how come you haven't checked in on me? And I'm like, you know, I've had bare things going on, because bare things was going on in my life. So I'm like, I've had bare things. He goes, yeah, but you haven't even checked in on, and this is not my girlfriend, this is the friend. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't checked in on me either though. Like, yeah, but that's not how our relationship is. I don't call you to check in on you, call to check. I'm like, okay, so then what then? So you can't. And she's like, no. And it baffled me to think that she could even think there was any logic in what she was saying with regards to the fact that she doesn't need to check in on me because historically I've checked in on her.
So how did that make you feel?
Made me feel, well, I suppose, like, I just felt undervalued for a start. Felt like a bit of a dickhead, because I'm like, like, how could I not see this? But who's ever going to see that? Which person is ever going to perceive that someone that they check for really ain't checking for them?
Well, you know what, bro? What I've come to realise in this world, in life in general, a lot of people I used to call, still kind of do because it's habitual, I used to call friends. But you know what the reality is? I'm their friend.
You're their friend, but they're not yours.
They're not my friend. So we're playing by two different rules, bro. I'm the real one in the relationship, ride or die. I'm there till the end.
Right or die.
People don't give a shit about you, bro.
True that. So reeling back to when we was younger, this was saying about putting people first. As a youth, it was gang before everything, innit?
Gang in what way though? Because gang now,
it's different. But I'm saying, but gang.
It was still the same, but it wasn't
like that. But still, people still, you know what I'm saying to you? You get me? Okay. So you would do things, innit? Like, and you know, you risk your freedom, you risk your health. And after time, it's not, or not even after, 99.9% of the time, it's not your drama. It's not an issue that's close to your heart. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So you're rolling out for someone else's, someone else's agenda. You get me? That you're rolling out for. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So again, if I was putting myself first, then what I would have been thinking of, there's a tune with Pot of Paper.
Little shit, I thought friends last forever, but I seen them come and go, it only made me better. And seeing my success probably only made them bitter. I learned from my mistakes and it only made me clever. When I was little, I used to put my friends before my family. I wish I could go back to just my sisters and my nan and me.
Because you're putting gang first, innit? If I was putting myself first, I'd be thinking about my family. And obviously the effort that they put into me as a youth.
Well, I think you do, you know.
No, but I'm saying more so. Listen, I'm saying more so because what I'm saying, I'd have been thinking about my family because, bro, with the effort they put into me, the things that I could have been doing now, I would be doing now. Instead of doing that, I am looking at other people who perhaps came from a different side of the tracks to me, who are doing the things that I should be doing now. Do you get me? We started off in the same place. I got a bridge in, she's doing really well. Just got offered a job, at like a Fortune 500 company, 125 grand, 85k bonus, 140,000 pounds worth of shares. There's no difference between me and her in terms of, you know, intellect and where we started from, and you know, just not putting herself first, but in the right way. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So by not putting,
we didn't see them people.
Of course not. We saw gang. That's what I'm saying. Do you get me? Theo, what you saying? What's put yourself first to you, bro?
Putting yourself first, to me, that looks like whatever. Basically, just doing whatever you want to do, and then the people around you being able to support you on your journey. Basically, it's like if some people see that you're going on some booty way, they'll be like, "Yo, listen, that isn't how you're supposed to be, or what you've been up to." But
good strong networking,
yeah, it's about that network. But even then, sometimes I even get it with myself. I can be very quiet. So like, with me, I'm not even saying like I love you guys and everything. I love people and that, but I don't fuck with a lot of people straight. Like I like to be alone. And then when you see me and I'm active, you just know that it's constructive. Yeah. But then also I don't allow people to come and just like
into your space.
Into my space too tough. Like if you're in my space, be lucky you're in my space.
So you see with that, we're talking about that. See, we're saying about the keeping yourself to yourself. One of the things that I'm happy about in terms of not putting myself all the time, what that made me was an observer. Do you get me? So for many years of putting other people in front of myself, I actually studied people. Do you get me? So when I finally made the decision to say, like, I know now, no one couldn't come to me and say, oh, did you, like, I've proved myself to all my friends. No one can call me, no one can ever talk down on my name in any, that's because like, I've been there for you, bro. Sis, more than you've been there for me. You get me? You would struggle to find times when you've put me first, because that's not our relationship. Generally, you get me? I'm there for you. I'm going above and beyond. So being an observer and keeping myself quiet and not always, as much as people think I talk, there's a lot of talking that I don't do. A lot of fuckery that I see happen in front of my face, and I ain't saying nothing to the person. I'm just thinking, rah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think
that's real talk.
That is
real talk.
As no one's gonna ask me, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I believe. When exactly?
When did it?
Copyright CJ. Anyway,
big up CJ for that one still. Yeah, go on.
I think yeah. And I wish to God I was taught this, because some people must be taught this, or it's just innate in them. But I think it's simple rules. Letting people respect your no. The same way they respect you.
Yes, big thing that is true.
Big.
Setting
serious.
your own boundaries.
Serious.
That people have to respect.
People start getting shifty when you start giving them boundaries.
Yeah, they do.
Can't give them too much access.
And they can't control.
They got too much access. You
people
get me?
Manipulate and control you. If they know you never say no.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Make you feel bad. You feel bad yourself.
For real.
But I've gone through so many things, whereas I've been the yes guy, man. Sacrifice my time, kids' time, just to make shit happen.
So what you say to them people now, right? Because obviously there's people out there, because me and you seem to be of the opinion, and I think Theo as well, that like I think you have to put yourself first. All right, maybe not all the time, but for most of the time. So what you say to them people? What you say to them all the time? Yeah, for real, all the time. So what you say to people that say it's selfish then?
No, this is what we said earlier.
Selfish is a good thing.
It's a great thing, because as I said earlier, society's made selfish a negative word. But you got selfish, you've got self-preservation. Do you see what I'm saying? Right about now, being selfish until your cup is full. Because no one's filling your cup for you.
For the people, why is it important? Tell the people.
Why is it important?
Yeah, to be selfish till your cup is full.
Because your cup can be filled with mental health, finances, time, which is limited. Listen, I can't even think right now. So all the positives that turn you into the man you want to be.
Okay.
Yeah, planning, execution, all them things there. Networking outside of your group, your immediate group that are draining you. Because if they were putting back into your cup, then it'd be cool. But they're just taking.
It'd be different.
They're just taking. So, you know, you have to be able to be that man or that woman that is able to say, I'm here now for whatever reason. And I want to be here.
So why do you think then? Because when we was younger, I'm not saying that, I don't want to put it on the older generation to say that they said to us that we must put other people first. But I have my own theories on this, innit? But I feel like there was a undertone from the old generation, yeah, where they would have encouraged selflessness and for us to put others before ourselves. Don't you get me?
Give what to say? Give and what?
Give, don't give to receive.
Don't give to receive.
And all that. And this is something I've realised now. So I'm sorry, people. Yeah, like I've been a man who's given, not to receive, for the majority of my life. And now I'm thinking like, what the hell?
When the good guy comes last.
Yeah, you get me? Like I feel like I want something back now.
Of course, man.
Do you get me? You've been given what makes sense in it. Like it makes sense. Okay.
If every reaction has if every action has a reaction, why wouldn't you expect something back?
Exactly.
It's only right, man.
It's true.
If you helped me 20,000 times, or been there, why shouldn't you expect
something back in it? Because he's not Christian.
And this is the thing, all these things is control. So if everybody does it, and don't expect nothing back, then give me your tithes every month with 10%, and if you're not getting your blessings, don't expect nothing back. It's not your time. You're not praying hard enough. You're not giving enough money. And you get me? We can have a religion podcast one time because you don't know where's my lighter, yo. I will burn that lighter so hard on every religion, which is man-made. But it's another conversation. You get me? The bottom line is, you have to receive to be able to continue to give.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to. But it comes back down, you get me? We can go deep and you come back down. Why is religion there in the first place? You get me? Come back to slavery, you can go back.
I think the slavery part is a key thing to, again, not for this stuff, we talk about this epigenetic thing, innit? And it's in us, innit? So we are chose to serve, and I think in part of that King James Bible, it's talking about respect your...
slave master?
Mate. Because obviously the man wrote that thing, to obviously, to perpetuate his narrative, to perpetuate his propaganda. Do you get me? But you got so many black people who live and die by that. Back in my day when I was a youth, you'd roll into a black household and everybody's got blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus on the wall, sitting on the wall. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And you can't tell them nothing about that to this day. So,
see my hand job now?
Right, okay, so... It shows that this idea of servitude is bred into us, innit? Like, we must serve people.
And don't put yourself first.
And don't put yourself first. I'm still creasing. So what about... so what about some of the people... When you talk to some people out on the street, about how...
what it means to them.
What it means to them. What I would say is, like, we can run some of them as well in a bit, but what I would say is, what really was good for me was to see that the younger generation,
they are selfish.
They're selfish, mate, and they don't feel no way.
They're not hearing it.
They don't feel no way. There's just no look of any kind of, like, obviously whatever we was thinking or whatever we was taught, they ain't been taught that. So I'm guessing we're probably more the age of their rents, innit? Do you get me? So like we're probably the rents are saying, saying, listen, forget that.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like,
and not only that, their parents are younger.
That's what I'm saying. Like
so
that
kids
age,
So right now they're not trying to hear none of that crap. Right about now, it's put yourself first because we're in a world where you have to be selfish to survive. To survive like the fittest.
Let's say if you're trying to achieve something in it, make sure you just like go for that goal and fight for it. Like put yourself first. Let's say, you're looking out for this person, but like they're more successful, but you're not. You have to go to yourself and be like, what am I doing? I need to look out for myself, not them. They're making money. I'm trying to be like them. So obviously you put yourself out there and just fight for your right. That's all. That's what you do. Nice. That's what I think. That's what I personally think. Nice. That's what I think.
For me, it just means, do things that are for me and that will benefit me and, forgetting, how other people are going to feel in the long run.
Yeah, being selfish,
Selfish in what way?
Being selfish in your own way, it's like, it's you. You know what I mean?
I hear that. So do you put yourself first?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yes? Do you put yourself first?
Always.
Over friends and family?
Yes, I don't have time for anybody.
Well, maybe not family. I'll think about it with family, but friends, yeah.
It's literally animal kingdom out here. You have to be a alpha, male or female. Right. You have to be able to kill to be killed, to be able to survive.
Yeah, so that was another thing I was thinking, like that. Put yourself first, because obviously, that's more for another topic here. But looking at the thing, so it was the one with Joseph in it. In terms of putting yourself first, mental health, Do you get what I'm saying to you? Because obviously I believe that by not putting yourself first, a lot of people can come to, some people are, what's the word? Empaths. So obviously, even psychologists, they have to have, they also have to have counselling themselves, because they're taking all of this stuff and you're absorbing all this stuff and you're carrying it with you, right? So you have to be able to offload that.
And their counsellors get counselled.
And they get, okay,
down,
right, you get what I'm saying to you? So if you're that person, male or female, in a friendship relationship here, where everybody comes to you for advice and guidance, right? That's his joint there too, advice. Yeah, man's made a new word there, advice, right? Then ultimately, no one's even concerned about the fact that you've been put on consistently. Do you get what I'm saying?
Year after year after year after year.
For how many years?
Sitting
decades, sometimes sitting on your shoulders. And that's the same in the family as well, because you might be the one in the family that everyone comes to, and you pattern.
People come to you because they know you're the real one. Who are not going to chat their business. So you've got no one to upload to. So you're holding
keep that shit a secret.
Self-love, and I don't know, like self-love.
Yeah.
And put yourself first before anybody else.
Before your family, kids, everyone, partner.
You've got to, you're number one, innit?
Yeah.
In order for you to, your loved ones to be okay, you have to put yourself first.
Okay, I appreciate that. Do you put yourself first all the time?
Nah.
How does that make you feel?
You know, it's draining sometimes.
It is.
Painful shit, bro.
So imagine, you're not keeping yourself number one. Who are they going to come to now if everyone's relying on you? It's done. The deck of cards has to fall down. So you have to take yourself away. At times, go on holiday by yourself, even for weekend break. You have to take time out to have a journal.
What does it look like then? So physically, because I've got an idea now, I'm going to say, and I think we can probably relate to this, a couple of us here. What does putting yourself first look like physically, manifesting in the real world? Let's talk about that.
Doing what you want to do.
Okay, see, so that's where I'm coming from. Let's see what he's going to say, because I'm going to, this is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm thinking, what it looks like. What does it look like? I can tell you what it looks like to me.
For me, literally.
I'm going to ask you though.
I can say it, outright, and it's not my reality though. Right. Because I still, I'm going to have to put myself first, and I'm always encouraged. I'm lucky. I've got a good woman who encourages me to do things for me. Even I say, look man, I'm going to be the best person for my family. She said, no. Do it for you, and we will receive the benefits, the
blessings and benefits.
I'm in the gym and looking good for you.
Do it for you.
Do it for you.
And she won't get the benefits.
That's my old programming, you see.
Do
you know what I'm saying? I'm having to break that programming. Yes, I have to do everything for me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Theo, you were saying it. What were you saying?
All I'm saying is, come on, just everything that he's been saying right now resonates with me so freaking hard. Like everything that is said, like in terms of like being there for everyone, and then people not being there for you.
Nah, because you're the strong one, you see. You don't need nobody.
And then like when you're looking after everyone, and then they think you got your whole shit together, but then you're just holding on tight.
Hence Q Joseph.
Well, in the arena of a dialogue and a reasoning, but dealing with things that are actual and factual. You know, physically you have to be well, keep yourself healthy and well, So I'm stating the obvious, But then, you have enough people what think to them well and I'm okay and I'm fine. And it's not the case. They may look physically well, and they could have all the other assets, but then up here, so, Then you got shame and embarrassment. Because you got people that say like, oh, people look up to me and all that kind of thing, but they can hit turbulence because there comes a point where there may be things as they're going through life that they can't answer. Do you know what I mean? And it might be like, boy, me need some help from somewhere, but shame and embarrassment, I've met them. But it's not a judgment. It's just, again, as you go through conversation, you got a dictionary, there's words, you can write things down and all that kind of something, but the real impacting, disabling things that people are going through. So, and it's sad because they're like thrown, bewildered, at loss, disorientated, but they may not understand why. It could be because them feel say nobody can tell them nothing, right? They have to always be telling people how it goes.
Do you get me? Now I'm gonna say, you know what putting yourself first is looking like in the real world for me. This is putting myself first, because I spend a lot of time
putting everyone on.
Building, like doing what, using my skill set to put into other people.
And when they get on,
and I'll tell you something, they don't, listen, some of them do, some of them don't. But I tell you what, no matter how much they remember me, they never put back in the amount, I'm not getting the level of interest, so I can spend my time up and down the motorway, go shoot this person, go shoot that person, go shoot this guy. Recording. Not let people down. Come on, man's a man of the clock. Actually, man's been burning down religion. I'm gonna try this. All right, man's just a man of principle. Man's a man of principle, yeah. All right. Yeah, scratch that. Man's a man of principle. So, man, you know, doing all this stuff for people, and sometimes the politics behind what happens when you do things for people, and you think to yourself, no disrespect to anybody here, like, you're ungrateful little Ross, yeah? Like, if I was charging you full whack here, you couldn't have this.
Couldn't pay for this, man.
Yeah, and when I'm coming with this and I'm coming with that, and I might even bring my man over there to come and do whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, man is really putting into you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm putting in, pouring, and I'm seeing the growth, I'm seeing the petals and the leaves come out and the blossoming. But in terms of the, there's nothing reciprocated, there's nothing given back.
Nah.
Do you get me? So for me now, this is me putting myself first. I'm going to pour that water on my damn self.
I'm brutally honest, yeah. I think the last, when was it, 6 months ago or 8 months ago when I told you?
That what? Which one?
Fuck the world.
Oh, see.
Remember?
I remember you said fuck the world. Yeah, for real.
Oh, listen. Since that day, yeah,
you
when I put myself first. I'm not going to mention no names. Everyone knows who they are. And everyone will know, yeah, that I have put them to the side. Because there's been no phone calls. There's been no contact. There's been no... Everyone who I'm talking about, they will know. And this is going back from netty days, bro. Where I got my yard, I remortgaged my yard. You look at this. 30 grand, bro. Just finished uni, 30 grand. I could have put that in me, you know.
Yeah,
I could have flipped that 10, 20 times over. I put it into a next man because he's got a talent. Travelled the world, travelled, trying to boss him. The man ran off with my cousin, bro.
Yes,
come on. And listen, don't get me wrong, I still got love for the man. It's whatever, it's the facts.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
So now I'm left with no dough. Rebuilding, starting again. I put my projects in other people, this person, that person, all my resources, contacts into them, and until eventually...
I'm going to take your contacts to them.
Listen, until eventually you're still left to yourself. So that's why now it's like, you know what? I am the business. I am the project.
That's true.
That's true. I'm the product.
That's true, because when I look at the people that I've dealt with here, like, listen, there's some people out there with some blue ticks, and there's some people there that have, like, made big dough. Do you get me? And I know that I was instrumental in them getting where they've got to, and I'm happy and I feel blessed for that, because it lets me know that I've got an ability to make these things happen. But now that I've done that and I know that, enough of that. Do you get me? More of this self first. You get what I'm saying to you?
To me, literally walking and being in my own space, going on holidays and breaks on my one, and just doing shit and buying shit for me is the thing. If you can't do that for yourself, that's stress.
That's what I'm saying.
You need to be able to do that and enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, why are you here liking it?
Trust me.
Serious. I 100% believe in that. And if you say that, yo, I don't want to be around this person, or don't want to be around you right now because your energy is low, then just full blown just say, yo, listen, I need space though, because that energy is not for me right now. So I'm not piring you.
You're not piring, but I'm just being real. That's what. So I spoke to this lady. I think she was. I forgot what Karen. Big up Karen. And she gave me some wisdom as well in a recent conversation that we had in it. But it's something I find myself doing in it. So I know that I'm growing, because I find myself doing things and then finding and getting validation from other people within certain professions that this is a thing that you do on your journey to becoming the best version of you. So like before, if somebody did something that I didn't like, I would sometimes not say anything. Like I said, I'm an observer in it. And I go away and I think about it and think, yo, did a man just mug me off, or did a man just take the piece? And you know,
questioning. What are you questioning for?
You questioning for? But now I'll be like, yo, listen, in the moment, like, bro, like, you're saying boom, 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 I'm saying boom, boom, boom. Do you get me? Or if it's something that somebody says to me, I'll say, listen, that's not for me. So we're gonna have to cut whatever this is. We just cut it here. Do you get me? Like I said, I'm not powering them off, you know. I'm just simply saying, because this is not for me, because I feel like this is draining on me, and I know that I ain't draining you. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But you're coming to me for something in it, like it's like some vampire succubus thing in it. I'm not an energy vampire. You're trying to come to me to raise yourself up and then walk away feeling like that, but like you leave me feeling like this.
Distancing yourself from distractions and negative vibes and negative people. Yeah.
Would you say you put yourself first all the time?
Yeah, most of the time.
Looking after yourself and doing stuff that makes you happy. Because like, nowadays, like, people are in a dark place, and it's good to keep yourself happy that way. Do stuff that makes you happy on your inside being. That's it really. That could be anything. I don't know. It's like a umbrella question.
No, of course.
Isn't it?
Would you say you put yourself first
Yeah.
all the time?
Gotta.
In front of family, friends,
No,
kids?
you gotta put. Yeah. But only moderately.
Well, it starts with you, doesn't it? Like, you've got to look after yourself to be able to look after someone else. Self-love is like the key to success for loving somebody else. We're only here for that purpose, is to give love and share love. So yeah, just basic stuff like taking care of your mental health and your physicality, things like that. You know, that's loving yourself, put yourself first.
Agreed.
It's cute. That's what it is.
Thank you very much.
Hi everyone.
I think back in the day, old school programming of our parents, especially, you know, Jamaican parents, I think it was grateful to come to England in the first place, innit? And it was coming to the land of milk and honey. Everybody's so grateful to just be here, innit? Which is fantastic, yeah. And obviously, again, religion, a lot of Caribbean parents, big on going to church, everything else. Do you know what I'm saying to you? You know, you got the picture of like Jesus with his flowing blonde locks.
Beautiful locks.
Beautiful locks, yeah, exactly. The picture's in the house, innit? So, you know, it gets passed on to us, innit? Put other people first, like all of these types of things, innit? But speaking to the youths, when we was doing our Vox Pops the other day and asking people, the young people, about like, what does putting yourself first, they were open and very like, so yeah, it's selfish. And like, I'm not used to hearing someone say selfish and have such a positive spin on it. You get me? The intonation of the word of selfish, almost like great. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, I'm just selfish. Just do what makes me happy and what's good for me.
I was brought up. This is. I have had this conversation with mum many times. And because she sees where I raise my nephews, his kids. And they used to always tell me, don't be selfish. Share your toys, share your food, share. But I've got no problem with that. What they never said is, in this home, in this environment.
This is the foundation.
Yeah, do it in here. So when I've flown the nest now, I've gone into the real world.
Abundantly giving, just giving abundantly.
Share, give. Bro,
till you're down to your last.
No one is on the same page as me.
They're not.
It took years to realise that, wait a minute, I'm the only one doing this. And everyone's taking. So how am I supposed to put myself first if you're not given the tools to put yourself first?
Okay. So one of the things, obviously, it's not for me to talk about it, but one of the things that I was talking to a friend in it, and he's what I'm saying, like, he always puts himself he used to put himself second, because again, in his relationship, he's always trying to win over the partner. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So in trying to win over your partner, anything that she wanted, he would facilitate, and right down to the end, even when he had his yard, he had his house in it.
Don't like me?
Yeah.
Go on.
No, but I don't. Well, you tell it then.
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
You tell it because it's better than you tell it. I'm going for the fact of,
just
like, I think just the fact that being your friend over the years, you know, I respect you big time in it, because you know, many people say that dads are a shit, like fathers don't do whatever. You, single parent father, facts. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And I know that many of the things that you were doing, you were still trying to make her happy as well, in the mix of things in it. But you can tell it better than I can, because in the end, I would have thought that she would have appreciated that and tried to help you at some point in time, and be, even if you can't be together, I would have thought that she would have at least thought, you know, he's a good one. Let me make his life easier. But instead, she put herself first. And I suppose I think only you could really explain how she put herself first. Do you get me? I know where I'm coming from with it. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But to me, she put herself first. So in the end, it makes us know, like, if to somebody who you've chosen to be with, and love, yeah, can end up putting themselves, then anybody can do it, bro.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, I don't blame her for doing it.
Of course not.
Because this
Now,
no, don't get me wrong. The way she probably went around doing it was questionable, because it's anyway. It's another conversation for another story. I'm creating a potential argument here. However, yeah. Nah, water under the bridge. That's done now. But the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, it comes back down to the programming, bro. What she's probably inherited. She don't know any better. She's doing what she feels right for her. You know what I mean? Everyone is doing what they feels right for them.
Not you though.
Not me, because
and when we talk about what's right for her, we talk about what's right for her.
Yeah.
You know, we saying that we've got to put ourselves first before kids and everything, yeah, and we're trying to do that. But in actuality, a lot of the time we do put our kids on a level pegging playing field now and again, because we can't, because we can't help it as much as we shouldn't, because we need to be there, so we need to be 100% so we can give it to them. And we still find ourselves right. Okay.
It's trying to give them.
And who are you overcompensating for? Because more time it's not for yourself. It's obviously for sometimes it's going to be for her.
We've spoken to a lot of people in the box. Heard so many different opinions. There are a lot of people out there that you could class as willingly selfish in the positive side of the word. But there's a lot of people that are so giving that it's draining.
Yeah. Oh, so that girl, remember that girl?
Yeah, the security.
That security girl, you cut to the girl.
So what stops you from putting yourself first?
I don't know. Always seem to. That's the question I can't answer.
Let me ask a question, yeah? Seeing as you put yourself first, yeah, do you have people that depend on you?
I do.
So what happens, yeah, if something happens to you, what happens to the people that depend on you? Because you put them first. Who's going to take care of them?
Never actually thought of that.
And she never ever thought about like her. So this is part of it. Yeah, it's that in it. Giving. You can't just listen. It's not an infinite thing, you know. Like you need sustenance in it.
Give to yourself.
You need to give to yourself, just like you need to eat and you need to drink water. You get what I'm saying? You need to replenish that which has been spent elsewhere. So she needs to give. We all need to give. So, you know, ultimately for me, it is, or it can be construed as selfish, but in a mad way, it's probably the less. I was going to say, in a mad way, it's probably the most selfless thing you can do.
There's so many sayings here, like you're born alone, you die alone. So there's nothing wrong while you're on this little journey. Yeah, all right, there's a saying here. I said a speech once, not a speech as such. What do you call it? It could be a speech at a funeral, innit? I think it was my granddad's funeral, yeah. And what came to mind was on every tombstone, you got the dates, and all the dates are different: born and died, sunrise, sunrise and sundown.
Sunset.
But on every single one of the tombstones, is the exact dash.
Yeah, the dash. Yeah. That's everything that happened in between.
And was you there?
Nah.
Okay.
No, was it granddad's funeral? But I can't remember that.
So it's dash in the middle, bro. Yeah, is your life.
Is your life. Yeah.
So you shouldn't be made to feel like feel bad for you putting yourself during that little dash that you've got. The dash ain't long, you know. Even if it's 100 years on this planet, the dash is still the same size. It's so you should, during that time, during your dash, you should put yourself first majority of the time to be able to have the best experience during that dash. If that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Because no one else ain't going to give you that. Who buys you clothes these days?
Me.
Who takes you on holiday?
Me.
Me.
That's who. Who put this thing together? Me. That's who.
So if you start, who's gonna buy you clothes?
Mate,
who's gonna pay your bills?
God.
Who's gonna put food on your table? Who's gonna look after your kids?
God.
Who's gonna do everything that you need doing? God. Really? So how come God ain't taking that homeless man out the street, bro? Oh, are you happy?
Not at the moment, no. I'll get over it. I have these bouts and I'll bounce back.
Yeah. So moving forward, would you ever consider putting yourself first? Always?
No, I don't know. It's an hard one, that is. think about it, yeah, but I like to see other people.
So your happiness is from seeing other people happy?
Yeah, seeing other people.
I think that's a really nice thing. It's a nice thing.
That's it, that's me, that's the way I was brought up. That's the way
So
I was brought up. My mum brought me up like that.
So you don't feel that you pulled a short straw by seeing other people happy?
Well, that's, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is.
Yeah, helping himself. God helps those who help
No, I'm
themselves.
saying if you stop,
No,
you're right.
I'm
gonna do it for you?
No, it's true. No one's gonna do it for me. Absolutely nobody.
So
I
therefore,
depend on me. That's all.
Exactly. So therefore, I'm not saying be selfish and like sod the world, but you have to be so focused on self that it is selfless,
So then,
and it's more selfless. It's what's the word? What's the word? It's
selfless.
Nah, not selfless. What's the word?
Don't know. It gives
Dude, man, it's self-preservation.
Yeah, self-preservation. So what's your wrap up then? What is your how do you conclude?
I'm putting myself first.
Yeah.
Putting myself first involves focusing in on self, having self-belief, knowing that I can do anything is possible, knowing that you have to have a very strong spiritual side, and not religious, spiritual side to yourself, whether that's meditation, it could be praying, it could be whatever it is you do, but self-belief, and that belief will then enable you to focus on self, to be able to get self to wherever you need to get to, because it's all about the I am. Yeah.
So okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you can read this. That's another conversation. But the I am.
Yeah, is important.
Is the everything.
It's everything. Sophia, boom, yourself.
Myself, yeah, I'm God in it. So.
You can't come with
say
that.
no more.
Say that I am.
So we're on the same page.
I'm God, you are God.
Thank you.
God.
Okay.
Thank you.
I am you, you are me.
Thank you.
So
everybody is one.
Everything is one.
Everybody is one. So
if you don't get that, then why?
So that goes back to, I'm glad you said everything is one, because it goes back to who should you focus on? Number one.
The one
and
in
if
it.
everybody focuses on number one, then the world is a good world.
Place. It's a better place.
Because everyone's got time for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, do you know your neighbour's name?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave.
Like Dave. Shout outs to Dave.
What's Dave's wife's name?
G. She's from he got her from, where's she from again? Malaysia.
Yeah.
Is it Malaysia? Not Malaysia. But yeah, G. I'm good with my neighbours, bro.
Do you know your neighbour's name?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Craig on the left, on the right, Danny Jones and.
Go on, man, like Danny Jones.
You go and have a cup of tea?
I could if I wanted to.
Okay. And you know what's deep here? You go to London and ask anyone, do you know your neighbour's name?
Say no.
Majority say no.
Yeah.
Walk past him every day.
But you know what that is though, Dave? But again, there's nothing wrong with it because Dave looks after number one. Do you get me? Like in my yard, I look after one. But the thing is, if Dave shouts me up here and says, "I help me do this," I've got no problem helping Dave.
Yeah,
likewise, if I say to Dave, "Could you do that?" Dave's got no problem helping me. It's all good. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So I ain't gonna add nothing else to what you two said because in all honesty, the wrap up is the wrap up in it. Like everybody is one. You know what I mean? And I have to look after one. I'm doing what I'm doing, and honestly, if ever anything happens, whilst I'm looking after number one, and somebody comes into my sphere, and you are disrupting my number one energy, like don't take it personal when I tell you to jog on in the nicest possible way.
We have to also keep into perspective, that although we're looking after one, you still have to save some time for someone who needs help.
Yeah, of course.
There's someone who asks for help.
Yeah, of course.
Someone who, a family member.
We do
friend.
that. We call that charity, and we do that naturally. So here's the thing that's built into me. What I'm saying is I've been doing that my whole life, and I wouldn't stop doing it necessarily.
But
do you
that
get
can't.
me?
But the scales have to weigh on your side.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple.
And at the minimum, even for me up until now, even if I was to let the scales be even, that would be an improvement, because it is heavily weighted on the other side used to be heavily weighted on. I'll come here. Don't really want to go, but I'll go because the person wants me to go. Do this. Don't really want to do it, but I'll do it because the person wants. You get me?
And it stems deeper than that. These are just simple examples.
Simple example. So yeah, but anyway, another time, another place,
another conversation. So, yeah. So if you've got any comments, it'd be lovely to hear them. Leave them down below.
Like, share and subscribe.
Like, share and subscribe.
Just a couple of geezers having a cheeky table in the pub, or a couple of man them in the pub, you know what I mean? Ain't trying to hurt nobody. So yeah.
Like, share and subscribe. Press that red button now.
Helps the algorithm, mate.
Because there's more coming. Alright, Taki.
And things can only get better and more controversial.
Can be.
As his balls start to drop eventually.
I ain't gonna start. I'll just leave it there.
It looks like spending time to reflect about my day, starting my day being thankful, being grateful. I normally think of about 5 things or so that I'm thankful for, and that means that my headspace is in a place of gratefulness as I start my day, and I think that's a great thing.